It is Wednesday the 19th at 10:20 Eastern Time. I'm just going to let you know ahead of time, this is not a trucking video. Even though I'm sitting in a truck while I say this, this isn't really in response to somebody that had a question concerning my career in the Air Force. So if you're expecting to see stuff on trucks or hear stuff about trucks, those few words where I said truck a couple times, that's it. So you can give me a thumbs up for warning you in advance that the rest of this video is nothing to do with trucking, and which I think you should be like in the comments congratulating me and thanking me profusely for warning you ahead of time that you can now go to one of your other video producers that you subscribe to and go watch one of their videos. This is really for a person, I think his name is Corey. If you're considering a career in the Air Force, which one, that's like the smartest thing you can do out of all the services. I can do nothing but resist the urge to say jokes about the other services, because that's what we do. We have this inter-service rivalry in which we want to dig at each other. So I won't do that, except this one time. Do you know why the Navy uses powdered soap in their showers? Because it takes longer to pick up. Okay, that's it. No more jokes. Well, I can't promise, but you know. You had a question concerning, or you have somebody that you're related to that wanted for me to kind of fill in some information or describe maybe stuff in the medical career field. And I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to as far as what medical career field you're planning on going into, but he mentioned medical rescue. And that makes me think of a couple things: pararescue and air medical evacuation. One of those jobs I did, the other one I worked with. As a medic in the Air Force, when I first joined, things were kind of different than the way they are now, and things may have changed in the last 2.5 years that I've been out. As a medic in the Air Force, when I first joined, I worked in what was called flight medicine. I wasn't part of the regular hospital. I took care of the pilots and their families, and I also did all the physical exams and everything that entails. It was a specialized medical field, but when I retired from the Air Force, both the hospital side and the flight medicine side had combined into one career field. We refer to them as AFSCs, Air Force Specialty Codes. I believe the Army calls them MOSs. I'm not sure what the other services call their jobs, designators, but needless to say, the one I was in was specialized into flight medicine and then eventually hospital-wide. The one thing that they don't tell you, the recruiters or anybody else that hasn't done the job, and I'm the same way, when it comes to a job in the Air Force, you don't know all the little intricacies, the avenues that it may open up once you're in the career field, because there's so much within the medical career field that I know about now that I would have never known even existed as far as an opportunity to do things. Let me give you an example. But before I do that, let me talk about Pararescue. I worked with the 33rd Rescue Squadron. I was assigned to that unit. It's a pararescue unit. I don't know why I was assigned. I'm a medic working with a bunch of special operational medics. But that was while I was in Kadena Air Base in Japan. And if you were thinking of doing that as a career, I commend you on that. It's a very, and hopefully you're a triathlete, because if you're not, you're going to find it very hard to succeed at becoming a pararescueman. The washout rate for that particular special duty is horrendously large, and that's because they're trying to find the best of the best, and they test you physically as far as running and swimming, anything in a pool, and physical activity outside of the pool is at levels that you would find almost impossible, and many do, and that's why they quit. But if your heart is set on doing that kind of thing, I commend you, and I don't want to dissuade you from doing that. I just want people to understand the realities of that career field. one of the opportunities I had when I first came into the Air Force as what was called a 901, and it was eventually changed to a 4FOX1 AFSC, or we were known as the 4 Fox. I got the tremendous blessing of being assigned to Vandenberg Air Force Base as my first assignment. And one of the things that they have, and this is just to kind of explain the avenues that open up as to what you can do as a medic within the United States Air Force. Typically you think, okay, I'm working in a hospital. I could be working at some desk where I'm checking in patients all day long, and sometimes that is the case. But there's the opportunities that are available to medics that people outside of the medical career field may not even be aware of, and even medics within the career field don't know much about, because they're brand new to the career field and they haven't done a lot of research. I was assigned to Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, which is near Lompoc, and it's a space and missile command base. I'm trying to condense this all to within 10 minutes, so you've only got to endure 4 more minutes of this. I worked in flight medicine. There's 4 bases at the time that I was in that did search and rescue in addition to their range missions. There was a space and missile base at Vandenberg Air Force Base. They tested missiles, and they had a helicopter squadron that would go up and down the range, and that was part of their patrol duties. But as a secondary, they did a rescue mission. And what medics did they get for that mission? Anybody that worked at flight medicine. And when I first got there and I found out about this, I'm like, yeah, sign me up. And there's all kinds of training I had to go to, and to enable me to do that. But every base that I've been to, I've found something extra I can do. Like at Vandenberg Air Force Base, as a medic, I did search and rescue. Then I went to Katina Air Base, and I became a hyperbaric medicine chamber dive medic. So people with the bends, I would go into the compression chamber with them for 13 hours while they decompressed to take care of their medical needs. Then I went to Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana, and I found out, wow, there's nothing I can do here but try to escape because it's hot. And I went into air medical evacuation, which was my last career, where as a medic I went into the special duty and did nothing but patient transport on large fixed-wing aircraft from C-130, C-17, C-21, which is the Learjet, KC-135. There's a couple others that have been eliminated since I first started that, but my job was basically to deploy, or when I wasn't deployed, doing the same thing, moving patients back and forth between location A to location B on fixed-wing aircraft. And sometimes you're dealing with hundreds of patients at a time at the exact same time on one large aircraft. Seeing the world, I've been around the world a couple times. So if there's specific things that you want to know about the Air Force medical career field, feel free to email me. My email address should be in the video description below. But hopefully this kind of gives you an insight, and I know this was a very specific video for probably one individual, but it's so much easier to talk about it, especially in this format, than trying to type out some kind of email that would be, pages and pages long, trying to describe all the little things that are involved in the medical career field that I was involved in, or about information about related fields. So I guess the best thing to do would be to, if you have additional questions, or if there's something specific you want to know about that I may know, email me. I'll let you know if I know it or not. If not, good luck. Because I don't know if there may be somebody I can point you in the direction to talk to, but usually it's the people that are former career field holders that have the best experience and knowledge about that career field. So if there's a career field in any, whether, it doesn't matter what service it is in, I would find somebody that has done that in that service and speak to them, because you find out that those with the experience have the best knowledge on that stuff. So good luck.